I'm excited. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited because one of my followers hit me up last night and said, "Hey, I heard your song on the radio."
Oh, wow.
So, like, obviously nobody's really listening to the radio, but
So I think it's doubly as exciting. Then.
but it is cool though.
Yeah. Adelaide.
Yeah. So basically, my friend zone song, a fan hit me up to remix it into like a deep house club mix, and I was like, sure, and we put it out, and all of a sudden it was on the radio. Like, it's not getting crazy streams at all, but it's just sort of like.
I'd be geeking out.
I heard the synergy that happens. You put something out, somebody runs with it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, mad respect to Jay Marin who hit me up and was like, "Hey, could I remix this?" So
I was going to ask you about that, actually.
Oh, the
who is Jay? Yeah, who is Jay Marin? I saw that.
I don't know. He just hit me up. He was a fan. He hit me up.
And you were just down.
Damn.
Listen, at this point, the name of the game is ticket sales for me. It's not streaming.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where like. That's the only art form that I see going forward that's really going to be lucrative for artists is going to, because if an AI can make a beat just as good as Drake can now, then in 5 to 10 years, like, I don't really know what's going to happen to artists. So I feel like that live performance is
where you need to stand out.
Is where you got to kind of stand out. So, like, I know there's a lot of artists that are really good in the studio, but, like, if you don't have those performing, I mean, you guys know, we know artists that they can't really bring it on stage. They got a great vibe. But
it's completely different games.
And how many times have you seen like a clip or something go viral or a track from somebody that you really fuck with, and then you see them live and you're just kind of disappointed because like they don't have like the vocal endurance, they're just not. I don't know. It's just
they're not it on stage. Yeah,
it's just not it on stage, and it's no disrespect to any of these artists. It's just like a whole different skill set to be able to put on a show for an hour.
I think it's getting more rare.
I think you're bored.
As the attention span gets shorter and shorter, like the quality of the product diminishes.
Well, I saw Mark Rebier in Montreal. He did like an hour and 40-minute set, and I was kind of doing some research, you know what I mean? Because he does like musical improv. And do you guys know who Mark Rebier is? He's the guy who wears glasses. He's Loop Daddy. He wears like a robe on stage, white to a little mustache.
I for sure have seen content.
He's like, be like, get the fuck out of bed, let's go.
Oh yeah, bro. He's got like infectious energy. That guy.
Infectious energy. Yeah. So I was curious to see if he could translate, that viral energy onto it. He was doing like
live show.
It was like 5,000 people, I think. It was like a festival of 5,000 people. Yeah, he's literally doing Red Rocks with he just announced with Harry Mack and
Harry Mack's the beach guy, right?
Yeah. I got to do his podcast once. He's really nice. He's cool. But just the point being, like, these artists, to see if you can capitalize on this the virality of a 60-second clip, and can we make it, will somebody spend $100 on a ticket, and are they going to enjoy the whole show? So, and what I'm realizing with these people that go viral, and when you're doing a live show now, you want to create these moments that everybody could just like film, because they don't really like. Talent isn't much of a. Man, I'm doing too many hot takes on the podcast too soon. Too soon.
Coming in hot
with my opinions, okay?
He's had this shit on his chest for weeks.
Yeah, he's trying to get this off.
When I get to green tea,
I'm spraying it. Yeah.
But, audiences, they just want to, I feel like they want to be somewhere cool, and they want to show their friends they are somewhere cool. It's a flex. And, I don't think it was always lifetime.
$600 on a Drake ticket.
You better be able to post that shit on your story.
Not this guy.
I saw Kanye at the Forum when he was doing Pablo. The
one of the stage was floating.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And
where were you sitting?
I was sitting right. You know who I was sitting behind? I was sitting behind BJ Novak from The Office. It was like my buddy worked at Snapchat and got his tickets, and he was like, "You want to come through?" So we were like, we were like level with the stage. We were level with the stage, and I caught. I think it was like night 3 or 4, because I think the next night he walked off. I think the last night I think he might even cancel the show. I forget.
Last night was Sacramento. I remember he did an LA show and then Sacramento and just like left.
Yeah,
started talking shit about Kid Cudi and then left.
Yeah, he did a whole show. But I gotta tell you, like, at least people in my section, they were kind of just like sitting,
watching.
They were just sort of like,
yeah.
And I'm not saying he hasn't put on shows that are probably like fire, but I think every artist, if you're on the road, you're doing 8, shows every night, you're going to have those shows where you have to like recuperate, and
I always think about that.
I'm about to do a 30-city tour.
Super exhausting.
Wow.
It's really difficult to bring consistent levels of just peak energy day in, day out, but your voice can give.
Yeah, I worry about
Sorry,
Post
gets
Malone, dude. I'd be listening.
Yeah.
I see clips of him performing. I'm like,
The
damn.
vocals are just going.
I'm worried about him.
Yeah.
But I think he's cut back on some things. I don't.
He looks a lot
Definitely
better.
cut back
these
in the
days.
quality.
He also lost, I think, a bunch of weight.
You
I
think?
I might take a sip of this, just cut away. So
Yeah.
Do you think that he's drugs or that he actually genuinely?
no, he cut out soda. He said he
Yeah.
stopped drinking
He's
soda.
been on a lot of podcasts.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, he drinks Coke from. He said Coca-Cola Light. Coca. No, but no, straight up.
Zero, yeah.
No, straight up. He was like, I cut out. Because he would drink a lot of Coke,
Cut out sugar. From his diet.
but he drinks it every now and then. I drink Coke every. Fuck, I fuck this whole podcast. So I cut all this down. No, I fuck with Coke. I do.
Fuck, take two.
Okay, rum and
Coke, Coca-Cola, Jam and Coca-Cola normal.
sponsor us. Yeah, no,
No, but for real.
Please, Mr. Beast.
please.
I love that kid.
But yeah, we're doing a 30 city tour, so I've been like prepping and conditioning and
Are you in the gym? Like, are you on the treadmill? Like, what's the preparation like for that?
yeah, prepping for the tour looks like running every other day, doing vocal exercises every day, and then I do some like kettlebell weight training every other day.
Are you writing new jokes or are you
Uh,
the stuff like the spontaneous stuff on the spot?
I have some new stuff I'm cooking and working out. You know, I dropped the last special in December, and that was all basically acoustic guitar, and now I'm going to be using kind of like a looper and some vocal effects, and
Cool.
I'm doing like a live vocal chain that I have control over, and
That's super cool.
so you know, it's like just trying to evolve with every new hour because it's sort of like you want to grow and you want the audience to grow with you, and I think it's better to keep trying stuff out so that way, like, you know, it's not too jarring for your fans when you come out with some. You know, artists, they'll drop an album, people love it, and then they drop a second album, and it's like, why'd they go like all like, you know, when Drake dropped
Honestly, never mind.
Honestly Nevermind, everybody was hating on it. It was completely different, and people didn't realize he was like tackling a whole other market with that,
Yeah.
making a whole other bag with that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so you could hate all you want, but
They got to.
I thought it was a smart move. It was just
new fleet of people that
yeah, and it was just such a sudden.
hip hop maybe, but are like, yo, this is
Yo,
I would get performing Ibiza whenever he wants.
no, truly,
literally
truly,
like it opens
truly.
you completely.
You can go anywhere, so you know, say what you want about. But the point being is like that was like shocking to his diehard fans.
Yeah.
But if you're really a fan of somebody, you should give them space to do different shit. I don't know. Have you ever listened to any of SZA's like early stuff?
Yeah.
It's like so different. It's completely different.
Talking about like Babylon and
Yeah.
stuff off the Z
It
project.
doesn't even sound like her. It's like a whole different artist, you know? And so, you know, just let artists grow and figure this shit out.
If you don't grow, then you're gonna stay where you are anyways. Like that's the whole evolution of Kanye's albums. It's the whole evolution of any great artist's albums is that they change from album to album. If they don't, you're just gonna be at the same place.
Yeah, you got to chase like progression and
Yeah.
finding your next level.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, so I know, you know, a lot of comedians when they're like testing out new jokes or new material for upcoming tours, and you know, they'll go to like smaller shows.
Hit it. Hit it.
Yes, sir.
That's good. Holy shit. What is this? What is this? How do you say this?
Coca-Cola Light.
Coca-Cola Light. Coca-Cola normal. Zero.
We're gonna prove.
Clip this.
Flip that.
Clip this.
We should have done it right.
Clip this. Clip this.
It's a new drink. What is this?
Never had this before. Sensational.
Oh my god.
Sensational.
It's changed my life.
Future then with the cheesecake? Damn.
What do you like about cheesecake, Future?
A little cheesecake late night. Sensation.
Sensation.
That's all comedy is now. It's just referential. You know, I'm referencing shit, you know.
But yeah,
Anyway, you were asking me a question. Sorry, I got
Well, I was asking.
blown away by this drink.
I know.
Cola.
It is definitely mind blowing.
My whole
Flavors.
see, I got one of the, I got you laughing. So like, if I got one person laughing, it's just I gotta keep going. I can help it. Can't help it. Can you help?
You're in form right now. Too.
You guys got me on a good day. I got energy.
Let's go. That's good.
But I was saying, like, your style of comedy is very unique and specific to you. Like, what's like your favorite way of testing out new material?
I just did a show last night where I was trying a new song, and I was literally telling the crowd, like, doing music comedy is different because, like, I have to write the song and then I just got to sing it and hope that everything hits. And then when it doesn't, I got to scale back and edit things around, move verses around. I had this song called Post Nut Clarity that I was working on, and I wrote it, I don't know, like a year ago. And I really fuck with this song, Post Nut Clarity. Like, I really do.
It's an important topic.
And if the song is a vibe, and like it just wasn't kind of like hitting live. And the thing is, I would do it on my live streams on TikTok, and everybody would be like, "Oh, this is you need to drop this." And I'm realizing, there's like alone songs, and then there's like everybody songs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Songs that you're gonna listen to in the car. You're not really gonna, like those sad, emotional. I'm not saying Post Nut Clarity is sad or emotional. I mean,
It could be. It could be.
Definitely feels like
Emptiness.
you're in a car by yourself.
Yeah, no, for
Driving on
real.
a rainy day. For
Well,
like
it's just
3 seconds, it feels that way. I think.
Yeah, but so I, like I said, I was moving the verses around and changing it up, and I did it I rewrote it. I didn't rewrite it, but then I came back and moved some shit around, and it worked live.
Oh yeah.
One of the songs on my special, the last song I wrote like 5 years ago. It's really interesting because I feel like I'm approaching a lot of the bits as a musician more than a comedian, because like I'll write these songs, and sometimes they just don't. I don't know. It's just not time for the song. But that last one on the special is one of my most favorite songs now. But I rewrote it like 3 or 4 times, and just looked at the melody, the lyrics were just figuring it out. So,
Well, you're doing 2 things at once.
yeah,
You gotta make a good song that's enjoyable to listen to and carries. You're built different, diffy, and you still gotta worry about like punchlines
doing 2 things at the same
change
time. I'm different.
I was gonna ask you though.
I'm different.
First of all, are you different?
I'm different. Just like this wonderful drink, Coca-Cola.
Finish them off.
Yum.
Bang.
Too much.
Going crazy. When you did the improv stuff with the guitar for the first time live,
Yeah.
how did people receive that? Was it hard to do that? Like,
It was cool. It was scary. I was doing So Far Sounds as an act. Like I snuck in there as a musician in 2015, and then I stayed in there. I snuck in there for a couple years, and I would host some of the events, and I convinced them in LA to let comedians host some of the shows because I thought it created a better vibe for the show. But then they cut that off because they kind of wanted the whole worldwide to be like streamlined. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But in the time I did that, I would host these shows, and I couldn't do a full set because there was 3 artists that they were going to do 4 to 5 songs. So what I did was I played the guitar, and I just did crowd work a little bit, and then I played 1 song. Because at that time, I didn't really have songs that had any crowd work in it. And so, and because it wasn't a comedy crowd, they didn't expect it at all, right? So to them, I was like, oh, this is amazing, right?
Yeah.
If I did that in a comedy crowd, it might not hit as hard. But
It was unexpected.
the context was different, so I had this space to get comfortable with doing that. And then people would come to my other shows and be like, we want to see you do that, like that crowd work stuff. So I was like, all right, that's interesting. And then I slowly started incorporating in every song like a little bit, like a moment to interact with the crowd, right? So like I got that song Bro. There's a whole section in this song where I talk to a guy in the crowd, and we just like, I do this whole bit with them, but it's like the same, but it's different every show, right?
Yeah.
Split the Check, I have like the same crowd work in that song. Just little things, because what happens is, even if I actually had a comment on one of my TikTok videos that was like, this guy, he does like the same type of crowd work like every show, like it's kind of lame.
Yeah.
And I was right. And I responded, fuck you, bitch, fuck you. No, I didn't do that, but I hit him up like, I did the shit.
I would have loved to see you in like the Xbox Live lobby era.
Oh, damn. No, I just was sort of like,
Morning.
I mean, like, I just was like, every comedian through like the history of time does that. The whole art form is to make it seem like they're doing it on the spot. But if you do comedy for 10 to 20 years, you're going to have the crowd work bits that work and how to work it into the show, and it like it's going to work. And people are pretty similar. They're all going to give you the same responses for the most part. Every once in a while, you have like some person that says something weird, but for the most part, everybody gets a little bit nervous and says something like the same thing. So
Makes sense.
but the crowd work, the thing about the crowd work is the comedy community, the tastemakers, the gatekeepers. Like when you showcase for a late night set or these big comedy festivals, they don't want crowd work. They don't fuck with the crowd work because on national television, like
It could also get rowdy.
you get rowdy,
Get weird.
yeah, and they need it to be like
You compromise the show. If someone from the
Yeah,
crowd
someone
does
starts.
something stupid.
You ever see that episode of I Think You Should Leave when the alien guy's talking shit to the people at the table? Like, you don't know my life. She eats diarrhea. And they're like, you seen that show?
I don't see that. I know the show. I haven't seen that.
It's so funny. It's like,
But I did an NBC show back in 2019. It was like a last comic standing type show, and I had 3 appearances on the show. But before we recorded anything, they needed 5 possible appearances, like 5 sets. They're only going to be 2 to 3 minutes each, right? And they needed options, and they needed to clear everything with standards and practices first. They had to have the full script of everything. I honestly was surprised I got away with what I did because I did this full little improvised thing with Chrissy Teigen. It wasn't like improvised, but I knew what was going to happen, and I, but I was surprised they went with that,
Yeah.
Because they need everything to be
By the book, yeah.
which, by the way, I think is like a detriment because I think the new generation coming up, like the 25 and unders, they don't like a polished feel. They're watching Kai Cenat, they're watching these streamers, they're watching shit that is unpolished,
30 frames. per
visceral,
second.
30 frames per second,
uncut.
and I think that's like during the pandemic, for example, I feel like streaming got such a huge,
A lot of people shooting with iPhone now too, just like
you know what I mean?
vlog style, like
I have this constant discussion with my producer and sound guy, and because he works with DJ Mustard, and we kind of talk a little bit about like polish and creating something really that you're proud of, or creating some, like in my experience, like I'm like, do we create something that's do we just put the shit out because you just kind of don't know what's gonna pop.
Yeah.
And it's like I go back and forth because like I believe in both philosophies, you know what I mean? But now I don't know what the right answer is, and I know what some artists do now is they'll like tease like a verse or 16 bars or something on TikTok, and if people are like, drop this, then they'll
Well, that's how that Post Malone Rockstar song went.
go for
It
real.
was like a viral clip that he was just like a recording in the studio and playing the song in the background. People were like, "What is
I need
that?"
that. Yeah.
And it wasn't even done. It was just an idea, but his label was like, "We need that
No, for real.
right now," and he smashed it, and like that started this whole,
Biggest
like
Yeah.
artist playing, sampling, not sampling, but giving you like a sample of a song about like snippets exactly, and they'll play like 2, 3 throughout like a week, and then the one that gets the most interactions.
Yeah.
We're going
That's the single.
Well, even like Fred again just did that on his Instagram. He's like, "Guys, we've got these full ideas."
Bro, that's not how Fred sounds.
How do you know?
No, I don't. I'm talking. I don't know.
I mean, he's British, so it's got to be close. I feel like.
But like going back, like real talk, it is like that. I mean, and I don't think you need like to do pre-saves anymore. Really, you don't have to have this whole strategy. I think drop the song, and then promote the fuck out of it, and fake shit. Like I'm literally about to fake a phone call with my manager or something. People do that.
Yeah.
I don't. They think it's fake or not. I don't. But some
As what, an interlude, or you're doing that as
no, like for example, I'm gonna do. The post I'm planning is like I'm gonna get a phone call from my manager in my car. My buddy's gonna be filming, and he's gonna be like, "You're not gonna believe this, bro, but we got you an interview with Rolling Stone magazine. Like they're gonna do a profile on you." And I'm gonna be like, "For real?" He's gonna be like, "No, I'm fucking with you, but I did get you a gig like in Costa Mesa."
Yeah.
And the goal is people are gonna be like, "Wow, your manager's really fucked up for doing that."
Yeah.
And we'll get engagement.
Yeah.
And then you never know, like somebody from Rolling Stone might see the shit, and then you actually get on the shit.
And because they like to play off the viral
You know what I
clip
mean?
that goes on. They're like,
So-
"Oh, it's already going."
And you can
Let's
just
have
create
it to the
moments
market.
like that all the time.
that's game.
Just lie to
Everything you
people.
see is like
everything's kind of staged and fake. You know?
Yeah,
that's
they're capturing every second of your day like that.
That song A B C D F U. You know that song?
Oh yeah.
The alphabet.
The alphabet.
Oh,
yeah. But this pop artist, you know, it was later exposed that it was this whole marketing campaign. Like, basically, she posted something like, "Hey, what do you think I should make a song about?" And somebody commented like, "Do this." And if you looked at who the person commenting was, it was like somebody who worked at her label.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then she made the song, and then so it's like a whole.
Everything is pre-staged for this.
It's all game.
You think that, like, for example, Lil Uzi getting smacked by JT because he said Ice Spice's name at the Grammys, that's staged? Like, you think that's pretty planned?
That doesn't have to be because they're.
That helped his sales. He did 250,000 sales first week.
Yeah, but I don't think Uzi needs shit like that. But I think it's
for younger artists, they
perhaps
do that.
Yeah.
For people who are
trying to tap into
The shenanigans. It's all
shenanigans. I mean, what are those two girls that are running around Third Street Promenade? You know what I'm talking about?
I'm about to sin again.
Right?
Yeah. We almost had them at the last
Yeah.
sounds actually.
And you know,
they're crazy with those videos.
Yeah.
they weren't doing any game or anything like that. They were just they create a whole new style and vibe, and now every label is probably like,
Let's run around.
yeah, do that. So, you know, you got to kind of like play the game, but you also got to create the game and innovate the game. And every artist is going to be doing something a little bit different or new. And you kind of don't know what pops off. You just got to keep going at bats. I'm toying with different types of content all the time. You just don't know. So, but the playbook's out there. I don't know where we started with this, man. I feel like I don't know. I feel like I'm a lot out of control right now. So.
We're definitely in like a new era of just, you know, how we digest content, how companies advertise and market people.
I'm leaning into singles. Like, I'm gonna be dropping like reels. So I dropped this. I gotta just do the album cover, but I'm dropping another reel. I'm gonna drop another track, like a real track. Post Nut Clarity is gonna be like a real track.
Why not? Yeah.
I don't know. Post Nut Clarity. We got this other one. I mean, we got cooking stuff, but I'm trying to release a song every month because, you know.
No, that's a good way to also like just build a fan base from that perspective of things.
The streaming fan base.
You're just growing your fan base just through different avenues. Also dropping once a month, I feel like lets you know like what people are more receptive to. As opposed to just like holding a bunch of music and not releasing it ever.
And look, you're going exactly. There's like I just have this fear that I'll die and I won't have released all the shit I could release, and I'll just be sitting on art. I know like Prince has like a vault of thousands and thousands of tracks, and like so does Lil Wayne, and we'll probably never get to hear that shit.
Yeah,
I like what Mac DeMarco did. You know when he re-released his album,
bajillion songs.
It was like 200 tracks or something.
199 songs.
Some
like
40 seconds.
Some of them are trash. Some of them are great, but I think it's a peak in
7 hours of music.
Yeah,
if you're a Mac DeMarco fan, you're in absolute heaven. Like, imagine a Mac Miller just dropped.
Wall, you know, I just like let me just like I'm not here to I don't need your best work ever. I just kind of want to see
what's going on in your head.
Yeah, like that. Like I said, that unpolished energy, that vibe. Like people respect that. Yeah. They do you feel like you're a part of the team? Also, you're like on the journey with the artist. You know, so.
I love that. No,
great. So that's what we're transitioning to, and then this next hour is going to be a little bit. There's going to be some tracks that are a little bit more produced and
nice.
And
you're producing them?
I'm working with like my buddy who works with Mustard, and but we're also in uncharted territory too, because I don't know a lot about composition, and I think producers are necessary when it comes to like like vocal production.
Yeah,
just little things like you wouldn't even think of, like, why don't we put a little like you don't even think to do that, right?
They're looking at it from a completely different frame of mind.
Yeah.
But I do think we're in an age where you could put something out that's kind of bare bones, and if the vibe is right, because that's what people are buying now. They're buying a vibe.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you listen to Cat Stevens and the lyrics would go hard, and you're like, oh my God, this is like speaking to my soul. Or if you listen to like James Taylor, or like some of these songwriters that are writing some crazy stuff, Back in the day, at least.
It's become less about the content.
Yeah, nobody really.
More about the sound.
I mean, if you go...
It's so fast. Everything's moving so quick. Like, it has to, like, hit.
You get 4 seconds now, dude.
You don't have the time to listen to the song.
They were making fun of Ice Spice, because if you go to her concert, nobody knows any of the other lyrics. They just know he said it on good enough, da-da-da-da-da-da.
I know shit that I should have done.
That's all I know.
Yeah. I know more words than you.
The boy's a liar.
That song's
you don't like Ice Spice? Just for that?
I fuck Ice Spice.
Why not?
I just said I fuck with Ice Spice.
Yeah, there you go.
I think she's cool. Yeah. Listen, I can't knock anybody. Don't you get a soundbite for me? Don't sit there trying to. I'm gonna give you the hottest takes in the music. Again. I don't like. If something is cool, you know.
Well, who are some of your favorite artists? Like right now, ever? How does that?
Let's see what the last song I saved was. Let's do that.
Yeah, it was the Coca-Cola one. You've been singing it for 20 minutes.
No, you know what I just saw? I just saved some Tyler the Creator tracks, some old ones, Yonkers, because I saw a TikTok of his talking about how he made that song, and it was like, I made the shit as a joke, and it was just a bunch of verses that don't mean anything.
You're listening to the lyrics now, just the first.
That
broken paradox
scene.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
that was the first I heard of Tyler the Creator.
That's when Kevin showed me is him
Toby
eating the roach. Toby was fire.
A lot.
Chicago.
Toby Lou. Who's another artist like that you wouldn't know? My buddy Anise, if you guys know him, he's killing it right now. He's a completely he does not with a label.
So that bro with the mustache?
Yeah, he's not.
Yeah, he's fire.
So he's a homie. He's not with a label. He is selling out venues like on his name alone. Like literally,
this tour looked nuts.
That's huge.
It's
all go by Anise the rapper, right? He changed.
Yeah, he's singing now too, and he's rapping.
Singing's great.
But I saw his live show at the Fonda, and it was a fucking fire show.
Sold out the Fonda. Wow. Independent.
Sold it. It's totally independent. So just to give you the power, you know, and I follow his playbook when it comes to promoting music too, you know.
And he does a great job.
He'll do a song and he'll sing it in his fucking bathroom, his car, outside in the woods, at the beach, and he'll sing the same song. He'll post the same song from different live shows over and over and over again. He even has haters in his comments like, bro, you keep posting this. He doesn't care. He was like,
well, why should he?
Seen that a lot.
Me and you were talking about this in another segment we did, is that if you're not having fun making the content, don't put it out at all. You're going to feel it. Like if it's not something that you're passionate about and you didn't have fun making it.
There's so much content. Like the only differential is like how much energy you're putting in and like the audience being able to see that, you know, after like, oh, this guy is just doing
his stuff.
He's like, he's in a cloud chasing or something like that.
Yeah, the last couple of songs on here are all pretty basic, like, you know, but I'm trying to find like something cool and hip that you guys wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? You know who I like a lot is this dude. I never know his name. Is it Galimatius or Galimatius?
I've never heard of him.
He makes some really dope.
Cool album art.
Yeah, he's cool. I mean, you could check him out later, but
yeah,
I'd like to make music like that. That's what I'm figuring out. Like, you find artists that you like, try to emulate it, and then hopefully that you emerge from that cocoon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna ask. Like, were you making did you grow up playing instruments and just making music before the comedy, or like how did that kind of?
Yeah, I was playing piano for about 10 years.
Nice.
And then I picked up the guitar, and I was doing that when I was 16. And I don't even play guitar that well. For how long I've been playing it, I should play better, but shit hurts my hand. So
yeah.
But yeah, and my dad was a singer. And it's kind of always been a part of my life. I think doing classical piano for 10 years, I attribute that to finding melodies and hooks and stuff for songs, you know?
Yeah.
Because classical piano, like, they're just so, the melodies and the harmonies and these things, like,
you understand the relationship of the notes.
It's crazy. And then you just find little, I mean, most pop songs, it's like 3 or 4 notes, you know?
Same.
You got to put the like some shit like that, and then it goes. It's every pop song, you know. But
just the bass root, bass note melody.
Wow. But yeah, that's how it started, you know. And then I started doing stand up in college, went to theater school, but I just kind of knew comedy was going to kind of be my way in.
How did you figure that out? Like, I mean, you probably were always funny. Like some people are just funny, you know.
I mean, like I said,
you realize like, you know what, I can actually tie these two things together, and like this is like there's an avenue for me here.
Yeah, with music and comedy, or just...
Yeah, well, I guess.
Well, I always liked stand up in high school. I'd watch it, but then shortly after, like when I literally the first week at NYU, I did an open mic. I just knew I wanted to do it, and then about a year into university there, like I started going to the open mics. I was like 19, 20 going to open mics and stuff like that.
Classic.
And I just felt like that was going to be my way in, and I liked it. And I don't know, acting is great, but you lack a lot of control. Well, the ticket sales are crazy. I mean, like, my ticket sales don't go like, I'm averaging like 300 tickets in a city on like a Tuesday or a Sunday night.
On a Tuesday night, bro. What the fuck?
Yeah, I'm doing my first theater in New York a week from Tuesday at Sony Hall.
Oh, wow.
It's 420 seats.
Where would you say like most of your sales funnel from? Is it through social media?
Yeah, social media. Yeah, 90% Instagram and TikTok.
Nice.
If I can give an artist any advice, though, I always try to funnel that into a mailing list at the end of the day, because all these apps can, and all these apps can kind of go belly up. You never really know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If TikTok goes down, like,
I mean, TikTok engagement has gone down tremendously since COVID. It was going nuts. Remember what was going on? Like, Lil Nas X had a song on the chart for 17 weeks straight.
I'm talking about you.
No, okay, enough. I figured. I was listening to Ashia, but it is.
Can I tell you, I shot a commercial last year, and I had to ride a horse for it. And it was my first time on a horse, and the guy who was the trainer was like, "Yeah, this is the horse that Lil Nas X rode in the video." And he could have just been lying, but I thought it was cool.
That horse probably has more clout than a lot of people we know.
Yo, this horse had a lot of clout, a lot of clop and a lot of clout. You know what I'm saying? Clout. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Clop.
He was manicured and pedicured, that horse.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the finest degree.
But yeah, ticket sales, man. That's it. That's the name of the game. And some cities are. This is the first tour I'm learning what my markets are and what cities I perform the best in.
Yeah. Where are you from again?
Jersey.
Okay, so what's your favorite city to perform in so far that you have done?
Philly is the one that comes to mind when I was touring. That was probably
good vibes.
Yeah, DC was dope. My biggest markets are probably I'm finding out Toronto, which I had no idea. My show in Toronto sold out like almost immediately. So we actually got a bigger venue.
Oh, wow.
So, the original venue was only 160. By the way, this isn't the flat. It's all, by the way, this is like, for me, I'm happy with it, right? I'm not, because I know there's artists that sell 2,000, 5,000, whatever the tickets
doesn't matter.
But for me, it's just me. So if I can draw 400 people in Toronto, I've never even been there before. That's kind of nuts.
You go back the second time.
Yeah, you go
6, 7.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. And the cool thing about doing comedy, but through music, is that I go to these shows and people request songs. So that if you do straight stand up, you can't go to a city again and tell the same jokes.
Yeah.
So you have to have new jokes. But as a musician, they're like, do the one from that. Do Friend Zone. Do Post No Clue. Yeah, I mean, it was new to me because in the last year, September of last year, almost a year ago, it was the first time I was doing a live show and people were singing along to one of my songs.
Damn.
This is crazy.
That's so good.
Congrats, bro.
That was kind of bizarre. And it kind of fucks the song up.
A little, yeah.
I'm being honest, like,
because he doesn't write it for the audience.
No, because it's
writing it for your
like, it's for punchline and jokes. So, because when people start singing along, it crosses over into a concert. Yeah. So it's not there's not enough people in the crowds that know the songs word for word. Yeah. Like, I have fans, but I don't got like.
It's a weird limbo.
So they'll be singing it, but then what happens is like, other audience members are like watching these 5 people sing the song.
Oh no!
And you're like,
wait, 50.
The energy is it's not a lot of people. It's I don't want to make it seem like, I'm keep it real with you. It's like, it's not
No, it's 50 more than a lot of people.
And so but it will grow, and that's why I'm trying to transition into more music, more songs, and so when it can kind of turn into, because Mark Rebier, for his show, was a concert. It didn't feel like a comedy show. It felt like a concert.
Yeah.
And I like that energy, and I want to kind of get that going. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you want to transition a little bit more?
A little bit, yeah.
Concert?
Yeah. Music is cooler than comedy. It's just what it is,
Well, it's a little easier to digest, I feel like, sometimes.
Yeah. And there's no design.
The music,
Yeah. So. And there's no defined outcome with music. Like with comedy, people have to laugh. So with the song, you don't necessarily, you gotta laugh at every song. You know what I mean? So I don't think you laugh at any songs, really. We just try to make music.
Bo Burnham used to do a lot of that kind of stuff, where it was mainly, it felt like a musical at times,
Yeah,
it was comedy.
Yeah, 100%.
And I love that shit. Yeah, it's just interesting,
Yeah.
Who are some of your biggest comedy influences?
Love Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Bo Burnham is a GOAT. I love Reggie Watts. I don't know if you're familiar with Reggie Watts, but he does a lot of looping. And Reggie Watts is a really good example of somebody. He was the opposite. He had a full music career and then transitioned into doing music comedy.
That's interesting.
And then he became the band of the Late Late Show. So his career is just like very interesting where your career can go. And also, he's a good example of somebody who's a bit older. He's like, I think he's between 40 and 50. And, he didn't have that blow up until he started doing comedy. I don't know. He's just very inspiring. And Mark Rebier also is great. And there's a lot of comics that I think are great. Best Selling is fantastic. Tig Notaro. Rory Scovel is honestly one of my favorites. Nate Bargatze is fantastic. Who I actually really kind of put me on is D-Ray Davis. D-Ray is, he's been around for a while. If you don't know who D-Ray Davis is, he's the voice in College Dropout. He go, Mr. West. Oh, that's D-Ray Davis.
You gotta give something to the kids.
No, and that's D-Ray. And D-Ray, I was doing comedy for...
I love those kids.
Yeah, too. They're some of the best hip-hop skits ever.
I gotta check him out.
I was doing comedy for like 12 years, and nobody ever asked me to open for them, to bring me on the road with them. And I did D-Ray's show at the Improv. What had happened was his assistant kind of took a chance on me. I said, hey, I'm going to be performing in the small room. I'd love to do D-Ray's room. D-Ray does Monday Rays. It's one of the most, it's a tough room. And, it's a black crowd. And there's chocolate sundaes and Monday Rays. And those audiences, like, when they love you, they fucking love you.
They give you the love.
They give you the love. And so basically, I did his show. I killed it. And I came back a month later, killed it again. And then he was like, you got to open for me. And I was like, all right, sure. Because, in LA, people are like, And he's like, no, my assistant's right there. We're going to figure out dates. So he took me on the road with him for a couple tour dates.
Wow.
And then he got me into Chocolate Sundays at the Laugh Factory, which that show, if y'all come to LA, go to Chocolate Sundays. That is one of the most fire shows in the country. I'm going to say in the country.
Wow.
It's just the energy in that room is fucking crazy. And he got me to cut the line. Basically, there's like a 3-year waiting list to just be on that show.
Damn.
Right? The funny thing about that night was I finished opening for D-Ray and Brea, and I was like, yeah, my buddy's doing Chocolate Sundays for the first time. I've never been there, so I'm going to just go like support and shake hands and show face. And he's like, you ever done Chocolate Sundays? He made a phone call, and I was on the show that night.
Damn.
I actually bumped my friend, who I was supposed to see him. He got bumped from the show. I took his spot. I was like, that wasn't the intention, but I swear to God, like I literally was little.
That's rough.
But I killed it there, and then that was like an immediate pass. And so they bring me back every couple of months to do a set, and then they posted me on their Instagram and their YouTube channel, and then maybe somebody else shared it. I don't know who shared it. But then a year ago, I'm in Scotland doing this festival, and I woke up to a DM from Nick Cannon, who was like, hey, do you want to come be on Wildin' Out? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So then 3 weeks later, I was in Atlanta, and we were filming Wildin' Out. So D-Ray was like the one who really kind of started this kind of plot line and
broke the catch-22, where it's just like, like good experience to like get booked at better art places, And
I want to bring it back to the social media stuff. D-Ray's been on Wildin' Out. I have several other friends who've been on Wildin' Out. Nobody of my friends on the show ever threw my name or recommended me for the show, and I'm not mad about it. I don't care. Like, you don't want to. Everybody's trying to make a name for themselves, right? Like, we're all just trying to get a piece of the pie, and you kind of got to establish yourself before you can start bringing other people up. I respect that, but it was just through the power of social media that Nick Cannon was just, I guess, looking at my profile.
He DM'd you directly?
I have the DM. I was like,
that's correct. I believe
that. And other people have stories like that. He DM'd me directly. I went through the audition process, and then I shot. I'm not in a lot of episodes, and honestly, I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I killed it on the show. Like, I did my thing. I tried to fit in on the show. I've done 3 seasons with them, and if they bring me back, they bring me back. If they don't, they don't. I think Nick and the show they're really good at just putting new talent on. There's no other show that puts talent on like that show. I don't care what you say about the show. They're putting people on before they were. I mean, before they were anybody. You're gonna be like, oh, they were actually on this show. They were on Wild 'N Out for real. It's crazy.
Been doing it for years too.
For 21 seasons now.
Crazy.
So yeah, so just shout out to D-Ray for just like making this whole, this whole little.
But shout out to you too. Honestly, like it's very discouraging being an artist, comedian, anything in entertainment. It could get very difficult, and unless you get to that point where you're like willing to take that opportunity, we're talking about this with Steph. You got to be ready for that opportunity. True. So like you got to have your shoes on, you got to be laced up, and you got to like have your legs warm, ready to go. And
a lot of people quit too early.
That too.
It's not a matter of lack of talent sometimes even.
And you got to know, like, I'm kind of glad things played out the way it did, because if I had gotten this opportunity 10 years ago, I might not have killed it as hard as I did on the show. I might have bombed. And, sometimes your first impression is your only impression. So sometimes, if you're struggling working a retail job or whatever, clocking in and clocking out, and you don't feel like you're getting your flowers, just know that it may not be ready. Like, if you're only 3 years into doing music or comedy, and all of a sudden you get this opportunity, you're on TV, everybody's going to be asking you like, hey, so what else you got? Right? So if you've only been doing it 3 years, like, do you have a whole album that you want to record? Like, how many songs do you really got? Like, nobody really cares about the song you're on now. They care about if the next one's going to make money. So like, you got to keep that in mind. And it's like you got to have that endurance quality, You gotta really like the process. I hate saying all this cliche shit, but you gotta really like the process.
It's true.
And it's gotta be fun.
True.
If it's not fun, then it's.
Well, if it's not fun,
they could tell, and especially I think.
You have to direct them into the right energy.
No, yeah.
If you're not portraying that energy, they're not gonna receive it well.
They want to see like an authentic, raw version of you on camera. They want to see that. It's also tough to bring that all the time too. At least for me, it is. It's hard to, because I have different moods. You know what I mean?
Well, it's kind of brave and vulnerable to be up there and to give it your all at times. And that's
I'm honestly a hero.
Stole the words out. But it's inspiring and motivating for people watching that. They're like, oh, I like that because I can't do that. I should.
Or I'm not willing to. Or I can do that. They could give them the
or it gives them the gas.
That's how it was for me.
That's got to be the best feeling ever, is to give another artist or comedian or just someone in the entertainment industry hope that I can do this shit. Look at me, like.
Yeah, and look, I don't think I'm the funniest person doing it. I don't think I'm the least funny person. I think I'm just doing what I can do, and there's levels to it. So, you just kind of create your lane, and if you get those 1,000 fans. If you can get 1,000 fans to give you $100 each, that's 10 grand, and it all adds up. You can make a living doing something.
Wait, I think it's $100 grand.
It's exactly 100 grand.
Damn. Yeah, two Jewish dudes that don't know math. This is unbelievable.
Yeah. But it
what are we doing?
I mean, I'm not going to disagree or agree with you just for fear of being canceled for saying Jewish people are good with money. I don't know. It's
not money, numbers.
My numbers.
We're both money too, though. Yeah.
I'm just saying, like. You just don't know when the iron is going to strike, or whenever the fire is, whatever it is, when it's going to strike.
Question though, what does your family think about this whole, how deep you are and where you've taken it, and what do they think about the initial?
My mom has been supportive from day one, and because my dad was an artist, and she understands the lifestyle, and she saw me perform live a year ago for the first time. Like, it had been a while. It had been like I don't know, maybe like a decade since she'd seen me. Since she's seen me do a real show. I'm not gonna say she likes my music, because I don't know if she does. Like, I'm singing songs about like
post-nut
clarity and titties and this and that. And I don't know.
Real stuff.
She's always like, "Can't you just like write a nice song?" Like,
Write her a song.
I will write her a song.
You should.
But I think. After the show, when she saw the line of people wanting to take photos and buy merch and this and that, I think
like it clicks in for them.
I think she was really proud. I would like to think she was really proud. I think she's gonna come see me in New York next. They're out in White Plains, New York, and I'm doing my first theater. It's almost sold out, and it's kind of nutty, It's just how long it takes, and everybody's just on a different timeline. I'm gonna say timeline because
similar path, different timelines.
Yeah. Yeah, man, you just don't know how things are going to shake out.
When the stars align, they align. Though when your time is happening, you can tell that it's smacking.
Yeah, and I had a lot of hope, because I'd already been doing comedy like 10 years, No, I was doing it like 8 or 9 years, and I switched to the music. And then I would be doing the music comedy, and I saw people take their phones out filming. So that's how I knew like something was good. Because when people take their phone out to film you, you're either getting your ass beat or you're
killing it.
Doing something, you're doing something really dope, or you're getting your ass beat.
Something new, honestly. I think new is so important because everything's just copy and paste now. Obviously in music, but like even comedy, like you're hearing a lot of the same. Not any specific comedy, but like you hear a lot of the same shit, either about
same energy, same vibe.
It's either wieners or vaginas, and that's like the whole.
Yeah, and if you see 20 comics in a row go, all the jokes are gonna just start to blend together.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
And I hop up there. I used to feel insecure about doing the music comedy stuff in that context, but I realized I think it adds like such a great flavor.
I don't even think of news the right. I mean, it just has to be authentic, right? Like
fresh though. Too.
I think like Theo Von's whole thing is that like he's just like unapologetically him, you know. It's very hit or miss, but when it hits, like for people, they're like they can't get enough of it.
Yeah.
It's like you can't. There's no two of him, you know. Like no one's like
unique.
Yeah,
and authentic. Like you can tell he's not trying to like.
He's not trying to do anything too much. Yeah.
It's but you have the power now as an artist. Like you really do have so much power in it. It's a lot of work, but just like you can build your fan base.
Yeah.
On your own. That's what I did. When I started popping off on TikTok during the pandemic, that's when like, industry started kind of knocking around my door, and
because you're able to.
But I already been doing stuff for a while. I wasn't not funny before the pandemic. It's just sort of like they saw the numbers. There was like. And you see it in real time, but I think right now what industry is trying to find out is if these large followings that influencers or artists have translates to money,
long-term fan bases too.
Yeah, I mean they just don't buy comedy specials or things as much as they used to, because like I learned, because I I have 1 million followers on TikTok, but it's really hard.
Doesn't always translate to live shows.
No, it doesn't translate to like. So I put the special on YouTube, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right now the special's been out for 3 months. It has 100,000 views, but I have 1 million followers on TikTok. I have 160,000 on Instagram. So like theoretically, I should be able to convert 10% of that like pretty quickly, but it doesn't happen like that, right? So the first song of my special, I put it out on YouTube separately. It got like 8,000 views. I put a 9-minute video on TikTok, and it has 600,000. The same video on TikTok, it has 600,000 views. The comments are like, I can't believe I watched a 9-minute video on TikTok. And it's just the fact that like they don't want to leave the app.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, it feels like certain things only exist and are successful because they're like within that realm that is TikTok. Like not everything, if it was packaged differently, might not hit the same. For a lot of people, like they're scrolling and like they'll see like a clip of comedy or something. It's funny to them, and like they like it. They might even follow you, whatever, but they won't think to like extend beyond TikTok because that's like where it lives for them now.
There are also different algorithms pushing different things.
Like I know for myself, like my feeds, like I almost look at them as like they're their own things. I don't think of the same type of content necessarily. I was like my YouTube feed's completely different than my social media feed. They're almost like living independently these days.
And that's also the struggle to sell tickets too. I mean, like.
Exactly.
I don't struggle to sell tickets, but I do have to work very hard because I have to post every day and go live every day, because I'll be in my live on TikTok and people are going to be like, when you coming to Minneapolis? And the ticket link has been listed on my website for 4 or 5 months, and they've been following me for a while, and it's not because they don't care. It's just that if you're 25 and you're or under, and you're on TikTok and you swipe 500 times in a day, you might become a fan of 20 people that day, but you don't even think to like, and I'm guilty of it too. I mean, like there's musicians I'm fans of. I didn't even check to see if they're going to be playing in LA. I was like, shit, I got to practice what I preach. Does this person have a show? I just bought tickets to see this artist in next week, who I think is incredible, but I just never looked to see if he had a live show. So it's nobody's fault. It's just like, you got to really like, be like, I have a show, get your tickets. They still, you could have it listed for a year and they still won't know.
Yeah.
Visibility.
Well, I don't think those apps are built for conversions. Like for example, like content directs them to something that they can then purchase. Like it doesn't funnel like a Facebook ad or
Yeah, and now TikTok is turning into like a what's it called? Consumer like what's the word? Like to buy people are buying shit on
online shops and stuff.
Yeah, like Amazon. Every other video is like e-commerce. Every other video is like, I got this cat tower. Like, my cat.
No, affiliate marketing. Yeah.
Right? They're like, oh, look at this little thing I got. Like, oh,
fucking fidget spinners are back.
Yeah,
that's a link in my bio.
Right here. So now you're and the thing is because TikTok gets a piece of like every sale, and also when you're live on TikTok, they get a piece of. You see all these lives where people are like, guys, right now it's the AI shit. Like,
thanks for the glizzy.
Thanks for the glizzy, right?
Yep. Oh, the NPC shit.
Yeah.
This is Joe's favorite.
And they're
but they're how's it go again?
Thanks for the glizzy.
Thanks for the glizzy.
Ice cream so good. Ice cream so good.
But the reason you see that more than like your favorite musician on the app is because it's in TikTok's favor to, they get a piece of every time somebody throws a glizzy or a ice cream cone or a galaxy or sunglasses. They get a piece of
microtransactions.
So that for them,
they reward you for going into glizzy overdrive.
Exactly.
What did the guy say today? He said,
glizzy overdrive. Increasing grip strength
70%. Thanks for the glizzy. 160 glizzies. He goes, glizzy.
But yeah, we're all laughing at
the glizzy. But he's making
He's like $7 a day, bro. I'll swallow a couple of fake glizzies to make some.
Like, oh, bro, a certified glizzy guzzler for that.
I'm a glizzy gladiator.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Omelet.
I love it, dude. No, it's so true. Pink doll, what's her name?
Pinky doll.
She's making $7,000 a day.
Yeah, she was more OG. Now she is. She's sponsored by Fashion Nova.
She's a pioneer in the space.
Yeah, she's the original.
I mean, you can make fun of it all you want, man, but she's just trying to feed her kids. That's it.
I don't think she has kids.
She does have kids.
Pinky doll has kids?
Wait and see the clip.
I want to know what's going on.
Bro,
I wouldn't want to see my mom going, thanks for the glizzy. Like, I wouldn't.
No, she's hilarious. Like, she'll do the NPC
oh my
thing
God.
And her daughter's like out of line. She'll start yelling at her in French and then go right back to them. It's so good. Yeah.
Have you seen the NPC, the Spider-Man NPC? No. He broke character. Did you see this? Did you see this? Yo.
No.
He the Miles Morales. No, Miles. Some guy was making fun of him, and he like broke character and went after the fuck you start? And then the music plays at
you're talking about the black dude at the bar when he's... Yeah,
it's just so funny. Pull it up when you edit this, because what a legendary... And he's just into trying to get his money too, and...
Bro, these trends are too, like, so random.
It just gets out of control, really. And the thing is, like, you see it one day, and then the next day there's like 500 people doing it immediately. But just to bring it, full circle with the artists that might be watching or listening to this, is that, you want to build a career and you want to get paid, right? And they can be one and the same, or they could be exclusive, right? So if going live and doing some AI glizzy goblin is what you need to do to make a little money so you can fund that studio session to make the track that might go viral later, then like, I'm not going to sit here and hate on that either. Guzzle those glizzies.
No, for real. And yeah, guzzle the glizzies. And
who cares? He's the one making money and
funneling his career. Yeah, fuck it. Who cares?
He's got
like I'm gonna be doing like hotel reviews on my TikTok page. I'm doing man on the street interviews on my page. I'm gonna be posting my crowd work clips on my page. I'm gonna be posting like, well, how do I put this? Like, I'm gonna be recording myself doing like, I guess like tracks. Like, I'm gonna film it on the beach, like in my place, like
sick.
Just like everywhere. Like, but
I just remembered Kasim G. You remember Kasim G?
Remind me.
He was doing back then on YouTube. He was doing like on Venice, like interviewing people. Like, he's like one of the originators of it, and he was just like, he's like one of those content creators that was early on enough on YouTube to where he was making tons of money. And him and like a few other YouTube people, like they bought like a production studio and like they've been just putting out stuff ever since. But he was like on Venice, just like doing random interviews with people, but at a time where it was just like nobody else was really doing that.
Yeah, and the thing is with these interviews, it's really low. What's the word? Like the reward as far versus the investment is like the ratio.
The risk to reward ratio.
So like,
good. Yeah,
I can do. I'm just kind of following. And I'll be real with you. I'm following Hannah Berner's playbook. Hannah Berner is a comedian based out of New York. She was an MC on I think, or she was like a host of some sort of show, and she started doing these, man on the street interviews with the comedians after and during the shows, putting them out. Shit goes viral. She's selling like out theaters. Her podcast is going nuts, and you just can't really like deny that these things work, and they're all just a means to an end. So I could sing my songs that I want to sing. Those are things I want to do, and then you got to do these other things to
push you forward and allow you to do what you want to do.
So, even like somebody like Logic is doing different types of content too. He was doing like some interview shit too. He doesn't need to, but I'm saying I saw some clips of him doing some really
different
content that you didn't really see.
Danny Brown has a whole.
Oh yeah. Shit is fantastic.
Yeah. Action Bronson had a whole last cooking show.
He has a book.
He's
Action Bronson's a fucking book.
I don't know. I haven't heard an Action Bronson song in forever, but he's still relevant.
Yeah, sometimes those side hustles
bigger
hustle.
I feel like side missions. They don't even feel like hustles for these because you're already so high up that it's just like, okay, I'm gonna make a book and I'll put it out. I feel like compared to like an indie artist that's guzzling glizzies, compared to a guy like Action Bronson's already had a big career.
Yeah, he does have
it's a side mission, not necessarily a side hustle. Like he's not,
because he has the liberty to do that.
That's what I'm saying. Someone's already higher up. It's Drake puts on a book.
I'm not even so sure about Action Bronson. He's even at.
I know, like I could probably name 15 people that bought that book. That just in my network.
No, I'm saying like even just off the music. Like I don't know if it would have been cool just off the music.
He's definitely making a couple G's a month. He's still streaming. He's got like 6 million monthly or something.
But these other shows for him, very, very successful.
Yeah, that's true. You're talking about like the Fuck That's Delicious. Yeah. Oh, that shit was amazing.
Yeah, these YouTube videos where he was just like getting faded with The Alchemist and doing crazy shit. Like those are great. But I don't know. I feel like YouTube and all these places are just paying less and less over time. Is that true? Would you say? Like, how does monetization work?
Yeah, I don't make any money from ad sales really. Nothing substantial. Just because my content's a little bit spicy, so I can't really.
That's what I'm saying. They're very strict.
I can't really. Yeah, like literally, if I try to do Instagram reel bonuses, I get flagged
immediately,
almost immediately.
Oh wow!
Just because like you're
I'm type. No, I'm just talking about fucking. I'm talking about dating and relationships, and it's not clean. So it's
Instagram's fucking.
And so it's TikTok. TikTok's actually worse than Instagram.
You got clamps.
Do you want to know what happened to us? We were on TikTok, we were live, and I had like this OnlyFans idea where I'd open up.
Did you say the word OnlyFans?
I said OnlyFans is two separate words. I wanted to open up a business on Melrose for like a pop-up that only sold fans during the summer. It was only strictly fans. And I said that, and me and Courtney are cracking up. That's great.
You can't put this clip on TikTok.
Fuck TikTok. I want to do it anyways. I'm just kidding. You're gonna love you. Yeah, the Chinese are gonna kill me. But I said that, and then the live stopped, and it said, "Have you mentioned OnlyFans?" And I was like,
"Yeah."
And now we haven't been able to live.
Yeah, I think my live got suspended on TikTok twice. Once I was like drinking on there, and then the other time I was smoking weed.
Yeah, they definitely don't allow weed. We had weed in a video, and it got taken down in 5 minutes. How do you know that so fast?
Yo, I don't.
That's what I'm saying.
Are they supervising it?
Like, no, bro. It's a bot. Like you think there's somebody, bro? There's a bajillion lives.
Well, I just put it on.
A billion Chinese people that could be by TikTok.
Also, somebody could.
I don't know what's going on over there.
Somebody can report you too. So. Somebody like a troll could report you, and be like,
"Yeah."
But who's trolling a page with like 6,000 followers? You think there's someone out there?
Well, first of all, there's always someone out there. That's one. But two, it's like I think there really is just like a widespread algorithm. It's the only way for them to like clamp on and pick the nuts.
What I said was that funny. Jeez, bro. Was it bad? Like,
can I tell you something? You also think about live streaming this too.
Would love to, honestly.
You just pop these cameras into a computer, and also and then you on Kick or Twitch, and
there's enough of these new ones that it's like.
And then you know what?
Yeah, the new ones.
And you know what? And you know what's crazy? You can. You don't even have to clip it. The people watching will clip it for you.
That's right.
There's something funny.
Isn't that the whole thing?
Clip it. Someone clip that.
Isn't that what's his name did? Bald guy that smokes the cigars all the time. Andrew Tate, doesn't he have like a bunch of people just distributing his content all over the place?
He got rich because he had the affiliate program going crazy for his.
How did that work exactly?
Any new sign up that you would bring, so people would make like a bunch of.
He's in jail now, right?
No, it's not. He's in jail now.
Like,
delivery was perfect.
He got arrested for.
I think he's out.
He was in house arrest, like child trafficking, right?
Oh boy.
No, it wasn't that.
No, but buy his course though.
Buy his. Get that course, guys.
Oh shit.
No, but that is how we blew up. A bunch of people just made fake TikToks and just clipped up his videos and just put the affiliate link on the bottom. Like that's what he like seemingly overnight became like a thing. Like I don't know where he came from. He just became.
He looks like I
had no idea who he was. That's what I could see his name.
He looks like Voldemort if he had a nose.
I heard that in Bugatti. All I heard was Andrew Tate and Bugatti over and over again.
Yeah, like I woke up in a new Bugatti. The song or like
he would say stuff like
he drives Bugattis.
Broke, he can't afford the Bugatti.
He's right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm still guessing Lizzie's on the side. Like, oh, how am I getting?
Yeah, we gotta get on live every morning and just go. Thank you for the glitch.
Just to get a Toyota fucking Camry.
But there is a righteous path, and there's a way.
There is a way.
It might take a little longer. It's taken me a long time. So, I'm 36. I've been at this. I know
I look good for 36, dude.
I got rid of the mustache recently. I'm growing it out.
What's the routine? Were you drinking a lot of water? What's the secret?
Yeah, a lot. Honestly, yeah, sleep and a lot of water.
Any other beverages?
I think Oscar Wilde said everything in moderation, including moderation. So every once in a while, I'll pop open a Coke and
only the finest.
You just got only the. You just have to. You gotta have like a good life, like a life well lived. I think it's gonna. I know
80-20, you know.
What was it 80-20 what?
Like 80% of your life, you're on top of your shit, you know, and then 20% you're just like living your life.
80-20 what?
80-20 what?
80% you're on your shit. 20%
you're off your shit.
You have a Coke.
Yeah. All right.
No, I'm saying every once in a while.
Wait, I heard the 80-20 rule. No,
I heard just like 80-20 overall. Like what?
No, but
I thought you were under the impression that you know.
But if I go to a movie, like I'm gonna get a popcorn and a Coke. You know what I mean? Like
hell yeah.
If I sometimes, but I'm not gonna do that every.
You ever throw a bunch of crunch in there? Just in the popcorn? Oh, dude, that should melt. The butter melts it. You got a little chocolatey popcorn.
Shit, right.
Now I'm doing 70-30 here.
That's off course. That sounds messy.
Bro smokes weed for sure.
Oh yeah. First of all, I came up with this when I was like 6. I'm not like inventing it now. About like experimenting at the
bro is smoking weed at 6. What?
You guys think it's weird? You guys think it's weird that we're all suddenly, after 3 years of no movie theater, Barbie, Oppenheimer, go to the fucking theater like out of nowhere? What do you guys think about that?
I think people want to go out.
I love it.
So why those 2 movies? Couldn't they put out something else?
Because it was Christopher Nolan. What do you mean?
Well, also the marketing was crazy. The marketing budget was crazy.
Yeah. It was a little over the top, even, wouldn't you say?
That's how they
$500 million for marketing.
But that's what it takes,
bro. They made over $1 billion.
I know. I got.
Are they wrong for it? No, of course not. That's how you do it, bro. To get everyone to go to the movies, you have to put it.
Also,
everyone's face.
Yeah, it's true.
Also, it's the only way.
Also, that there's a possibility they might, be worth watching.
Yeah. Did you see Barbie?
Want to see Barbie? I'm just saying, did you see Barbie? I didn't watch either of them.
Me either.
I'm always
saying it like they're selling you some fucked up product.
Like, I mean, because word of mouth at the end of the day is the strongest thing, right? So if people saw it, they were like, this shit was good.
Well, that's what happened with the first Suicide Squad. They put like all their money into marketing, and the movie was just complete ass.
I'm saying
they sell tickets.
Well, I think they had to overmarket it because the word of mouth was going to be so bad that they had to bank on the first week.
Yeah. I like Utopia, honestly.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I'm saying I saw my whole career has been basically word of mouth. That's how I've come up, because I don't really.
Well, I feel like with comedy especially.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you got to watch the set.
Yeah, the guy with the guitar.
I've never been an industry darling, and I've just been kind of grinding and clawing for every bit of attention I can get. So.
Hard work and dedication is a talent to some people.
What's your background?
Jiu-jitsu.
No.
I'm Brazilian and Italian.
Cool. Oh, nice.
So I'm spicy white.
That is white. Spicy white.
I got sabor. I got flavor. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Do
you prefer Brazilian food or
Italian food's better? Yeah. No, for sure. Italian food's better.
I feel like it's the slightly more famous cuisine.
No, I mean, that's not preference.
Brazilian food is good.
But Brazilian food is good.
Never had it.
Brazilian food, it's just rice and beans and steak.
Then I've had it.
Yeah, it's not it's very salty. Like they got this thing called feijoada. It's like a Sunday stew. It's basically they throw every part of the pig in a pot. It's like black beans, and when I say every part of the pig, I'm talking like the hoof, the ear, the face, like every part of it.
Throw the whole thing in.
You throw the whole fucking pig in there. And you could eat every part of the pig, so that's the feijoada. But yeah, rice and beans, man. But I could eat rice and beans almost every day. Rice and beans, there's something about it, and also it's good for you. It's like you can
You live off just
you'd survive on that, yeah.
We could literally survive.
You rice and beans and
we ate that growing up.
Healthier than
And when I,
99% of the world.
yeah, when I go to Brazil, every meal is basically rice and beans.
How often you visit?
Every couple of years, yeah. I got a big family out there. My mom has a house in the capital. It's not as cool either.
Rio?
How long is that flight?
Well, I mean, I've seen some sketchy documentaries. But I've never been. I can't talk about it too much. But,
so no, Brazil is cool, man. It's like although where I go, my mom has a house in the capital, Brasilia, which is very boring. It's like going to West Virginia.
I think that's creative with that name.
They did.
No.
Because Rio used to be the capital, but then they planned this whole city in area. Rio's cool. I'd like to go spend a month or two in Brazil. You know who just did that? Masego. That's also crazy, man. You don't know who. Speaking of Masego, he sent me a DM all of a sudden.
No shit.
Because he saw one of my TikToks that went viral, and he was like singing the thing back to me, and then I DM'd.
No way.
This is crazy. Like, what the fuck you doing DMing me? And then he was looking for a comedian to open for him on tour, and so I DM'd him, and he was like, "Here's my number, text me." So, and then I was all of a sudden texting with Masego, and I didn't end up opening for him, but it's just you make these connections, and
the internet's a crazy place.
Nutty place.
you just don't know, you know.
You never know.
My buddy Anise went live with Justin Bieber.
Like, Anise is, dude, I've been following Anise for a long time.
He went live with Justin Bieber.
When?
This was like a year into his like.
But isn't
Not
like,
the big.
I think JB said this guy's like one of his favorite artists.
Oh yeah,
I don't like the person that I am when I hurt you.
that Scooter Braun helped him put that one out.
Who did? He helped Anise put that out?
Like they worked on it together.
That makes sense. I mean, the rollout for that was he was promoting that for months before it even dropped. Like,
Yeah,
that
and then
clip was so viral, dude.
so, you know, I don't know what I was gonna say, but
I was gonna say I've been seeing this trend on socials of just like they're just playing the same like part of the song, but like in different areas. Like it's crazy, but it's an unreleased song, and it's like the comments are just like, please,
Drop it.
please put it out. Like I can't keep listening to this on social media. Like I need this.
I literally said this 45 minutes ago.
But the unreleased.
I literally said an unreleased or released. I literally said it. He's doing it in his bathroom, in the forest, in the car.
I thought it was
Yeah, dude, that's all. Yeah, fucking. Like an episode of Seinfeld. There's so much shit.
No, but real talk. Anise, his playbook. I'm just trying to follow that playbook as a musician and a comedian. All the tools you need to make it are already on these apps.
I think your playbook is working though. I think you have your own playbook. You've said it a few times. I'm following this person's playbook. I think you formulated your own playbook at this point though. It's
A little bit, yeah.
Dude, like
It's really funny how many people get it wrong when they're posting. Like there's little things that they don't like. You guys are obviously doing this right. The audio is good, the lighting is good, the quality is good. Like when people put stuff on with like bad audio, I'm like, what are you doing?
why do you do that?
Why'd you even waste time with the bad audio? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People could watch something. By the way, I love this lamp. I didn't know where you guys got it. This shit is cool.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah, sorry.
Which one?
Staying down right now.
Oh yeah,
Right there.
Yoni's blocking it. It's good though.
Yeah, it's
Oh, nice.
But yeah, no, I don't know where we were with that, but yeah, just whether it's released or unreleased, just putting it out over and over again. That's what I did with Friend Zone. I got 500,000 streams on this song that it's an acoustic version of a comedy song for 500,000 streams for an artist like me.
Sick.
It's bizarre, dude.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. It should make sense.
Yeah,
He's our favorite engineer so far.
that's true.
And if you guys need any recs for other people, like I'm happy to throw. You guys can interview musicians and comedians. We're like a special. We have a special relationship, musicians and comedians.
I believe it.
But yeah, that's good to be here. I'm glad you guys have me on the.
You got Morgan J, the legend.
I'm here, and I'm a legend.
He's about to go on a tour.
30 cities.
Yeah, tell him about that a little bit.
Zigzagging. We're starting. Well, officially the tour starts September 20th in Hawaii. I just kind of added this New York tour date to the list, but there's like a couple weeks before the 20th. And then we go, New York, San Diego, LA, San Francisco, Spokane, Tacoma, Vancouver, Denver, Salt Lake, Vegas, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio, up to Then it's like Kansas City, Fort. Like I'm doing all these little. Those are the few cities where the ticket sales have been kind of low, and that's to be expected because like I look a little Arab and I'm like a little bit, I'm a little bit spicy. Some might say I'm not like my act isn't very Christian, so like I would imagine the ticket sales would be kind of low in those cities. But then we go back up to the coastal cities and they fuck with me. So
there you go.
But we're doing the tour. We're working on the new hour for the new special, and next year we'll film something and put out some more content. And while I'm on the road, I'll try to be making beats and working on new types of content. And
let's go.
So let me ask you a question as producers, right? Do you guys hate on people who use Splice or like how do you? I'm curious about y'all because like if something works, if a beat is good and the flow is good and the vibe is good, I don't really care where the samples come from.
Yeah,
I don't really care if like it's an authentic sample that we made in the studio that day.
Right. I think there's multiple philosophies to this question. I think it really depends. There are some purists out there who feel that like if you didn't make everything, and then it's kind of like cheating. But but then there's like people who feel that like it was made by a producer for the purpose of collaborating. It's a collaborative effort. It saves a lot of time to get a good quality product very quick. Like for some people, that's extremely beneficial. You might not know.
I don't have the skills.
The hottest producer, or sometimes you lock in with a producer, and you end up spending so much time and money on something that you might not even like at the end of the day. And it's kind of like a hit or miss. So I do think that it has its benefits. I ultimately think it's like a form of collaboration at the end of the day because they're made for that. You're not like stealing work from somebody or anything, or just
All
I
right. Yeah, because I'm like using Splice and shit and putting little beats together, and I don't feel bad about it if something's kind of a vibe.
It doesn't hurt anyone. It's already there. You might as well repurpose it.
Yeah.
How do we feel about like AI beats?
You got to use the tools that you have in front of you. I mean, I don't know about AI beats like
what if you had an AI just like produce this type beat and
a Drake type beat? I mean, you just go on YouTube and buy the same thing. It's already AI. It's just another person.
Someone made that and you're supporting their art, right?
Maybe. Yeah. But someone made the AI to do that as well. You're supporting.
Listen, this is what I know, right? Universal Music Group did not like when the Drake thing dropped, but I guarantee you if Drake died tomorrow and Universal Group could create 100 more tracks off of Drake's name and voice, they would have heartbeat.
What do you guys think about this? I had a dream about it the other night. The new Drake album comes out, and he redoes that song and the Weeknd's on it for all the dogs. You know what I'm saying? He does he does the AI. I came in with my ex.
Actually, it was. I mean, I thought that
it was one of the best Drake songs in a while. Unfortunately,
like that's maybe he falls into some plagiarizing because he didn't. Maybe the guy like copyrighted the song.
I think the guy would be flattered.
Actually, when I heard it on TikTok, I immediately screen recorded it.
Yeah, because you liked it.
You knew that I liked it, and I knew it was gonna be out. I think it was like 100. Yeah, I think it was at 100,000 views, and I was like, this is gonna be off here in a minute.
My brother sent it to me within 10 minutes. He's like, "You're welcome," and I was like, "Thanks."
Great. It was surprisingly good.
It was
the voice quality and just like
the Weeknd's part was okay.
Yeah.
The Drake AI is
very valid. It was very valid Drake.
A1
Drake type. Delivery and stuff.
I love those Drake the kind of guy memes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He just reposted one the other day. Actually, I love that he plays into it.
This should be the intro to that.
I told you I got this re-recorded, yo. I told you.
Yeah. I came in with my.
That's all we can do. We can't get in trouble. We can't get in trouble.
No infringement.
Universal like burns down the studio.
I just saw when it was like Carmen singing "Bring Me Back to Life" by Evanescence.
Oh yeah, and also the Squidward covers are great too.
Don't eat some foreplay. You know that one?
No, tissues.
Go get some tissues.
No, they made like a 4-song EP, and it was actually good. Like that was hilarious.
Going back,
original music, and it was actually good.
And then coming back full circle, that's why I think live performances is for any artist if they want to make a living. That's kind of where it's going to be at.
Yeah, that's the true testament of like where you're.
But are you going to go to the Krusty Crew Anthem like showcase? Are you going to go to that? Are you pulling up to watch Mr. Krabs fucking spit bars?
The holograms going?
Yeah. Then I would. I
was just starting getting brand new bags of Pearl, but I didn't pay for it. Like it's type shit. You're going to that, so you're turning up at that. Like
formula. I want to
put flavor in. Sponge Boy.
They're gonna grill.
Yeah. We know the whole thing. Sorry.
It's too good. Yeah, that's fucked. I mean, I get so pissed. Like, why am I singing fucking SpongeBob songs?
Krusty Krab.
Please, we need new music.
Yeah, dude. Music's not good right now.
I feel like all the artists are just like in Ibiza somewhere, just having a party until
They're all listening to Honestly Never
Those
Mind.
time to go again, you know?
Well, you saw Grimes did, right? She said she'll offer anybody 50% of whatever.
That's smart.
But who's doing that with her music?
Nobody.
Yeah, so that's why she's
like, I
doing
need some money.
Yeah.
and do a racket over here.
Elon's not paying me.
Drake's like, fuck that. I don't want someone to steal my shit. Grimes is like, when's the last time you listened to a Grimes?
Tell you what, it was for sure the labels more than Drake.
You know who I was sleeping on for a while was Lil Yachty. I never listened to this shit, and then like I just started listening. Literally, in the last month, like really listening.
The new album or his older shit?
Well, recently the new album. I listened to new.
It's great,
and it's just like it's cool. It's like not what I expected. I didn't think it was gonna sound like that. It's just like a very cool vibe.
Like, effort to just.
He went left field, dude.
Yeah.
You have to.
Kid Cudi did that too, right?
Think so. I mean, you could tell me more.
Yeah, I mean, for which album are you referring to?
Well, I mean, in general, as an artist, like
he
saw that movie he put on Netflix, the animated movie he put on Netflix.
It was a show. Were you talking about the?
Was it a show?
It was a show. I didn't watch the whole thing.
I thought it was a whole movie.
I believe it was.
But I thought. So. But all I know is that I liked it. I thought it was cool.
He's cool. He does cool. He does cool side missions. That's what I like about Cudi. But he did take a weird turn with one of his albums, and then lost people for a bit, and then the whole like Kid Cudi Saving My Life like legacy thing came out, and then he's like selling out arenas again.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, he's goated, whether someone here likes it or not. But yeah, you know.
Yeah, it'd be crazy not to like Cudi.
I'm just kidding.
I couldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, I love Cudi.
Genius.
Yeah, genius.
No, he's just
how being recorded.
He's definitely an incredible artist. That you can't deny that about him. I think a part of being a good artist is willing to experiment.
That's true.
You know,
that's true.
Yeah, I agree.
Well, shout out Morgan for being here today. I know you got a.
No, I'm happy to be here. This is great.
Appreciate you coming, staying in touch with us.
Yeah, I'm excited. And,
when's the show in LA? We're gonna pull up.
You can't. It's sold out. You fucked up.
I'm gonna buy the Scout.
No, but real talk. Because it's sold out way like in advance. There's like already. There's still a month before the show. I know a lot of people probably won't show up because they bought tickets so early on. So there'll probably be space. And then I'm gonna be doing an hour every month this year. I got one in October, one in November, and I'll do one in December too.
Well, we'll definitely.
I found this really cool venue called was it Bathtub Gin on Melrose? It's like it's like upstairs above this restaurant. It's like 60 seats. Yeah, it's like 60 seats. I did a show there a week or two ago. It was just such a vibe, and I'm gonna go back there again.
Oh yeah.
So
why is it so hard to find venues in the city? Like it's the city to find
like a cool spot.
They like
that's what I'm saying.
It's like word of mouth. Like
I thrive in an intimate setting. That's all I know. I've done 2,000 seats, 4,000 seats opening. That wasn't like I was opening, and I've done 50 seats and 100 seats, and I kind of thrive in a smaller venue. It's for me, it's more fun. It's more exciting. So
could talk to the people more.
I could literally see. I want to connect. That's my whole thing. I want to connect with.
I just watched one when you were talking about guys that his bald dudes that looked like
bouncers.
They
sweat on you and shit. They sweat on you.
They sweat on you when you're doing it. Yeah, and then you had the turtle in the video.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Because I was working with an editor. Now I'm trying to put these little memes in there.
Yeah.
Also,
I like it.
So I appreciate them.
Yeah.
And I'll be the first to admit some of the things I post is absolute dog shit. But
yeah, keep up.
You just gotta keep posting.
Can't be a mega hit every single time.
No. You just gotta. I mean, I posted 1,000 clips in the last 3 years. So.
Oh wow.
So it's like.
Is that 3? Wow, it's one every day for 3 years.
Just about, more or less. It's around there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Shout out to you again. Thanks for being here. We really appreciate it. This is Tea Time. Urge of the Chef.
Joni green tea.
Chamomile.
Chamomile.